Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, this is Mrs. M. And if you haven't, make sure you click the link below. That way you can subscribe to my channel. You don't miss out on anything that you need to do to build your cleaning business to six figures and beyond. Hello. So today I'm going to talk about what some of my students have talked about that is one of their major concerns when they're looking to grow their business to six figures and beyond. So starting from zero and you're looking to grow your business to six figures, what order? What do you do? How does that look? Do you start getting the employees first? Do you start getting your equipment first? Do you start looking for the customers? Do you build the money? How much do you need? These are the questions that we receive on a regular basis. So I'm going to start with what order you should look at preparing your business to go from zero to six figures and beyond in this video. So the first thing you need to do is to get your mindset right. And I know I've said that before, but that is so very important. You've got to make sure that you have your mind right. This is something you want. Why do you want to have this type of business? Is it just something to do, or is it something you've wanted all the time? What skill set do you have when it comes to this type of business, this industry? Have you done cleaning before? Is this something you think you can maintain? Do you like it? Do you have a passion? Not just starting a business, but the type of business is so important. So the first thing is getting your mindset right and writing down the reasons why you feel you'll be really good at this and what skill sets you have. Like, do you have a tendency to be consistent? Are you able to focus, follow through? Do you have the thick enough skin for when you get the complaints and the employees quit? Are you going to see it through? So that's the first thing. Getting the mindset right and writing down your big why. The second is definitely having the means and the financial in place. It doesn't mean that you have to have all the money, but understand, are you going to work a full-time job until you get to the point of being able to have the money that you need for your business? Now, depending on how large of a contract you're looking to obtain. So in the beginning, you may want to try to get something anywhere between $1,500 to $2,000 to maybe $2,500 as a beginning contract. Now, you may find yourself getting a $500 contract. That's quite all right. But you do want to have a price in mind of what type of contract you're looking to obtain. Once you know that, then you have to decide, if I'm working a full-time job, am I going to look for a contract that is available from 6 to 9 in the evening or 6 to 10? Which, if you're looking to do a commercial office space, those are the times that are usually going to be what you're going to be able to do. So if you're looking to get a contract that's, say, from 6 to 10, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., it's probably very likely that you will be able to continue to work your full-time job. Make sure you have a budget of how long and how much money you need to replace your current income. Do not look at the money that you're making. Look at your expenses. How much money are you spending on your mortgage, on rent, on electric, on food, on children, whatever it is, daycare, whatever it is, figure out how much money you spend. That way you'll know how much money you need. Once you have that in place and you're looking at what type of contracts, you've got the funding set aside, whether you're going to go all in full, saving your money for a year so that you know you've got money set aside, or if you're looking at starting out part-time, both of those work well. I personally started out part-time. I was working a full-time job, and then I started working the cleaning business part-time. I had a year in mind that I was going to put the money back into the business, save up the money I needed, so then I could look at leaving my job, which I was so excited to do, to be able to start working my business 100%. And I did just that. I laid the groundwork. I figured out what type of expenses I had, what I could reduce as far as my expenses, and what I needed to do to be able to go from part-time to full-time. Once you figured out that, then you need to figure out who is your ideal customer. Do you want to do commercial? Is it that you want to do, what type of industry? Daycares or construction cleanup. I always say construction cleanup was my first sweet spot. I loved doing post-construction cleanup. And I really only focused on post-construction and then final clean, as opposed to rough, which needed to have a dumpster and a couple more moving parts that I really wasn't experienced, and I didn't want to set myself up for failure. The next thing that I did after I started doing the ideal customer was I started making sure that I looked at what was their main pain point. What's their main complaint? How did I do this? When I would call and I start asking them questions. What do you find is one of the biggest problems that you're having? And the biggest problem was consistency, making sure that they came in, the customers came in, the cleaning company came in and did what they said they were going to do each and every time, every day. Now, in order to do that, you have to go to number 4, which is setting up your systems. In order to be able to completely do a project the same way every time is to have a system in place that you follow so that you're able to produce the same results each and every time. And that was really important to me because that was the number 1 complaint that my customers gave me. And then number 5 is to continue to get the experience, get the contracts in place, find out what are some of the areas that you're failing in. It could be your quality control inspection isn't really good, so you don't have a quality control inspection in place, or you really don't know how to bid well. Start to look at what areas are you not doing the best that you want. And remember, my framework is a 3-prong approach: customer attraction, customer acquisition, and customer retention. And all of them go into like a circle or a rectangle. They feed off of each other. So those, and then they circle back around. In order to continue the circle, you've got to look at each one of those 3 parts, break them down into each 3, and figure out, what do I need to attract my customers? Then what do I need to acquire them? Then what do I need to do to retain them? All of those fed off of each other. So if I had to start over, or if I had to give my students or anyone that's coming to me for advice, what would I do? I would look at those 5 points: the mindset, then figure out the funding. How am I going to do this? Then look at what type of customers I'm looking at, really looking at working with, and who brings me passion and why. Why was I so in love with post-construction cleanup and daycares? Then the next thing I'm going to look at is gaining the experience and then tweaking what I've already done. Now, marketing and all that, of course, comes into attracting the right customer. If you're not putting the right hook out there, you're not going to attract the right fish. Now, if you're really interested in learning more about all 3 of these when it comes to the framework of attraction, acquisition, and in acquisition, you have to know how to close. Bidding and closing are a part of acquisition. And then, of course, retention. Are you giving your customers a fabulous experience? If you'd like to learn about all of this and more, then make sure you sign up for my exact blueprint, what I did to grow 3 cleaning business in a year. All 3 of them were in totally different areas, and I had different markets, and I went after totally different industries. But I was able to use the same exact blueprint to scale 1, 2, 3 to well into 6 figures and beyond. So if you'd love to know the exact blueprint that I use to build 3 cleaning businesses within a year, less than a year, then make sure you sign up for my masterclass. I go into the exact thing that I did to get my first 30K, how I was able to retain the customers, and when other companies were coming and they were all saying the same exact thing, what I was able to do to stand out in the crowd and continue to do that and teach that to my students today. So even in this market that's going on now with so many people getting into the market saying the same thing, if you're really interested in what I've done today, not last week, but what I currently use, the method I'm using today to continue to attract the customers that I love, the ones that are paying the money, then make sure you sign up for the masterclass. And it is the exact method that I use to scale 3 cleaning business to 6 figures and beyond within a year. Love to see you there. Live masterclass We do a Q&A after the presentation, and we need you for around 80 minutes or so. Now, I am a big proponent on energy. Bring your energy. I love, love, love energy, okay? So I'll look forward to seeing you there. Click the link to make sure that you register. And until next time, this is Mrs. M. Be safe, take care, and bye-bye.